6 African entrepreneurs to follow. When it comes to entrepreneurship, Africa ranks among the world's leaders. It is brimming with talent that has made a name for itself across the continents with its innovative development projects. Africa has one of the world's youngest and fastest-growing populations. This is a great opportunity for Africa to become an economic powerhouse. Entrepreneurship plays a crucial role in Africa's economic development. But entrepreneurship in Africa faces many problems. The challenge for African entrepreneurs is not just to get started, but to grow their businesses to create more jobs. This is where policymakers and investors have an important role to play in creating the right environment for entrepreneurship to flourish. Despite these challenges, some African entrepreneurs have managed to stand out from the crowd and achieve great success. They are the pride of the continent and role models for younger generations. Here's a list of African entrepreneurs to follow if you want to succeed in this environment. Bethlehem Tilahun Alemu. Bethlehem Tilahun Alemu is an Ethiopian entrepreneur, founder and CEO of Soul Rebels, one of Africa's fastest-growing footwear brands. Her inspirational background has contributed significantly to the commercial and social impact of her company. At just 25, she founded Soul Rebels, a company that today employs around 300 people in Ethiopia and has sales in the millions of dollars. Bethlehem founded Soul Rebels with a strong vision to provide ecologically and economically sustainable employment for her community. She noticed that many skilled craftspeople in her small community were facing chronic unemployment. To remedy this, she showcased their talents and offered them work. The unique aspect of Soul Rebels is that the soles of the shoes are made from recycled car tires. This innovative approach not only created jobs, but also contributed to environmental sustainability. A few years later, in 2014, she created other exciting businesses such as La République du Cuir, a bespoke luxury leather clothing brand that handcrafts leather goods using the finest luxury leathers. She also created Garden of Coffee, a remarkable platform that directly connects coffee lovers with the finest Ethiopian coffee beans and the most talented Ethiopian artisan roasters. Bethlehem Tilahun Alemu was the first African woman entrepreneur to address the Clinton Global Initiative. She was also named Outstanding African Businesswoman by the African Business Awards in 2011. Her efforts have changed the discourse on Africa, emphasizing its entrepreneurial spirit, social capital, and economic potential rather than focusing solely on poverty. Her journey inspires others to think beyond traditional boundaries and create positive change in their communities and beyond. Tony Elumelu, Nigerian entrepreneur and philanthropist, has made a significant impact on Africa's youth through his initiatives and vision. He is the owner of United Bank for Africa, a Pan-African bank operating in 20 African countries: the UK, France, the United Arab Emirates, and the USA. He is also founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and chairman of Heirs Holdings and Transcorp. His foundation is a veritable business incubator aimed at empowering young African entrepreneurs. It offers training, mentoring, and financing programs to help young people develop their businesses and create jobs. More than 18,000 talented young Africans have already benefited from this initiative, becoming independent entrepreneurs. In 2021, it has provided $24.75 million to subsidize 5,000 entrepreneurs. The long-term goal is to invest $100 million over 10 years to identify, train, mentor, and finance 10,000 young African entrepreneurs. Tony Elumelu is a major player in African economic development and a fervent advocate of entrepreneurship on the continent. With a fortune of $1.4 billion, he is ranked among the richest men in Nigeria. He inspires and actively supports Africa's youth, contributing to the continent's economic development and prosperity. Ashish Thakkar. Thakkar is an entrepreneur based in Rwanda. He is the founder of the Mara Group and the Mara Foundation, as well as a co-founder of Atlas Mara Limited. He is one of the youngest entrepreneurs the business world has ever known, At the age of just 15, he founded the Mara Group, a Pan-African conglomerate. Group Mara's operations and investments spanned 22 African countries. He developed the Mara Group in areas such as manufacturing, real estate, agriculture, and IT services. A few years later, Atlas Mara Limited, a company investing in commercial banking institutions in Africa, was created. The Mara Foundation recruits around 70 people on permanent fixed-term, work-study, and voluntary contracts. Atlas Mara Limited employs around 10,000 people. His inspiring career demonstrates the power of determination and innovation in African business. He will be worth $480 million in May 2023. Baba Ahmadou Danpulo. This Cameroonian entrepreneur is known as the man with many tentacles. He has invested in a number of profitable sectors, including agriculture, telecommunications, livestock breeding, and real estate. He started out as a truck driver and owner of a few shops. Thanks to import licenses for rice and flour, as well as a large bank loan, he started importing. He is a shareholder in Nextel, Cameroon's third-largest cell phone operator, in which he controls a 30% stake through his company Bestinvet Cameroon Bestcam. But Danpulo is best known in his homeland for his vast tea plantations in Andawara, in the northwest region, which enable Andawara tea estates to export Cameroonian tea abroad. He has launched a communications business, creating the television channel DBS, Danpulo Broadcasting System. He is a shareholder in public companies such as Sodakoton and Aéroport du Cameroun, a DC, and took over the tea business of Cameroon Tea Estates, CTE. But apart from agribusiness and telecoms, Cameroon's richest man is credited with countless real estate holdings in Nigeria, France, Switzerland, and South Africa, including 2 Cape Town malls and Johannesburg's Marble Towers, a 32-story, 152-meter-high building, the third tallest tower in Nelson Mandela's country. In 2023, Forbes ranked him as the richest man in French-speaking Africa with a fortune of $940 million. Baba Ahmadou Danpulo is a model African entrepreneur who has built a diversified and prosperous empire. Aliko Dangote. This no-name always tops the Forbes ranking of Africa's wealthiest men. With a fortune of $12.9 billion, he is Africa's richest man in 2024. Born into a trading family, Aliko Dangote grew up in an environment where business was at the heart of the family preoccupations. After the death of his father in 1966, his maternal grandfather, Sanusi Dantata, founder of the Dawano market and son of Alhassan Dantata, the richest man in West Africa at the time, took him under his wing. That's how he learned the ins and outs of the business world. In 1977, with 500,000 naira from his uncle and 3 truckloads of cement from his grandfather, Aliko Dangote launched his company. Cement was scarce and expensive in Nigeria at the time, so his company, which later became Dangote Cement, grew rapidly. Over the years, he diversified into areas such as sugar, rice importation, industry, and many others. In 1981, the Dangote Group was created. This group has become the largest industrial conglomerate in West Africa. The Dangote Group currently employs 19,517 people. May 2023 sees the inauguration of Aliko Dangote's latest masterpiece, the Dangote Refinery. It has the capacity to process around 650,000 barrels of crude oil a day, making it the largest single-train refinery in the world. Total investment in the refinery amounts to over $25 billion. The refinery is supplied with crude oil by the world's largest subsea pipeline infrastructure, 1,100 km long. It uses a variety of refining processes, including hydrocracking, reforming, and polymerization. The Dangote Refinery is an example of entrepreneurial success and innovation in the oil industry. Aliko Dangote is an exceptional entrepreneur whose career illustrates determination, diversification, and innovation in the business world. Wendy Yvonne Nomathamba Luhabe. She is a South African entrepreneur. After 10 years working for international companies in Europe and the USA, She returned to South Africa in 1991 when the last apartheid laws were abolished. She devoted herself to social entrepreneurship and founded Bridging the Gap, a training company to facilitate integration into the workplace and support South African companies in integrating these people into their business. In 1993, she set up Women Investment Portfolio Holdings, WIFOLD, to promote women's employment and business startups. WIFOLD became the first women-owned company listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Today, it has 200,000 beneficiaries and is 50% Black-owned and 70% women-owned. Wendy Luhabe is also recognized for her commitment to the economic empowerment of women in South Africa. She was recognized as one of the world's 50 most influential women entrepreneurs in 1999 and was honored by the World Economic Forum as a global leader of tomorrow, a pioneer of women's economic emancipation. Wendy Luhabe revolutionized ideas by enabling South African women to become investors for the first time in the mid-90s, following the democratization of South Africa. The net value of her fortune is not declared, but is estimated at between $1 and $5 million. Entrepreneurship plays an essential role in Africa's socio-economic development. Therefore, governments and organizations should further encourage entrepreneurial initiatives by 1. Reducing sureties and guarantees. Financial institutions can relax their collateral and security requirements for loans to entrepreneurs. This would make it easier for startups to obtain financing. 2. Adjust repayment terms. Offering more flexible repayment terms enables entrepreneurs to better manage their cash flow, especially during phases of growth or instability. Lower interest rates. Lower interest rates reduce the financial burden on entrepreneurs and encourage borrowing for productive investments. By implementing these measures, we can foster an environment conducive to entrepreneurship in Africa.
If you liked the video, please subscribe, like and share it, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you soon on Mazel Media, information at the heart of the world.